The Bitcoin ETF. What are my thoughts on that? Well, before I get into that, you see the title of this video, Not Your Keys, Not Your Cheese. I love that. I love that. Um, Basically, what that is, and my precious metal stackers knows this, it's basically like this. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? If you don't have this stuff in your physical possession, because you know us guys, we don't deal with paper. You know what I mean? A lot of us don't have stocks. I know some of us do, but we don't have any paper, gold or silver. We keep the real stuff, on our person, right? So if you don't hold it, you don't own it. In other words, if it's on paper, it's not yours. If it has a third party custodian, it's not yours. Same thing with Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your coins. In other words, not your keys, not your cheese, right? And I've been thinking about this with the Bitcoin ETF because a lot of you guys that are watching my channel, uh, are precious metal stackers, and some of you guys, most of you guys got Bitcoin, and some of you guys got some shit coins. And I got no problem with speculating on stuff, right? I'm a capitalist. Hey, if you want to speculate and double your money on a certain shit coin, be my guest, right? But I'm not much of a gambler, to be honest with you. I like to go with sure things. This is why I have this stuff, and this is why I have Bitcoin. But with the Bitcoin ETF getting ready to come out, and a lot of you guys, like I was saying, some of you guys do have Bitcoin, but some of you don't. What's going to happen is FOMO is going to kick in. The fear of missing out, and you're going to start buying Bitcoin when the money starts flowing in, because you got to understand something. BlackRock, ARK Invest, GPTC, all these big companies that are going to get the ETFs, there are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars on the sidelines, and a percentage of that money is going to flow into Bitcoin, right? It just is. It's going to get an ETF, and it's going to be just like any other major commodity or a stock that you can buy, electronically traded fund, an ETF, just like anything else. And Bitcoin is now having the stamp of approval, and people are going to rush in, and they're not going to know what they're doing. They're just going to rush in, and they're going to put a percentage or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 into Bitcoin, and it's going to cause the price to skyrocket up, and then you guys are going to get into it, right? But let me warn you about that, because I'm telling you this. This is not. I don't like to play guessing games. Again, I like to go for the for sure thing. The ETFs are going to get passed, okay? By the latest is going to be January. And when that happens, you're going to be very sorry that you don't have a position in Bitcoin, okay? I'm just telling you that. And not only that, with the halving coming up next year, and the money printers going to really start kicking back in. They're already turned on, but they're going to start pausing. The interest rates in next week's meeting, they're going to definitely, they have to pause, and then they're going to reverse next year. And then, we are in a recession. We'll be officially in a recession probably in 2024, because this GDP, we're going to have a negative GDP in the third quarter. Then we're going to have another negative GDP in the first quarter. And then with Bitcoin decoupling from the NASDAQ, and you guys see, Bitcoin with just a rumor of an ETF, or the name of the iShare from BlackRock ETF going up on a certain website, it just caused the price to spike. And Bitcoin is going to be the cool thing, and everybody's going to get into it, not understanding what it is. But my viewers will understand. Okay, what's going to happen is if you buy Bitcoin on an ETF, you don't own it. It's a third party company holding your Bitcoin. It's just the same as Cash App holding it, or Coinbase, or Swan Bitcoin. Or, not saying these companies are bad, but again, if you don't hold your Bitcoin, you don't own it, right? So you don't want to buy anything that someone else has to hold for you. When you buy your pew-pews or your ammo or your food or any kind of supplies, you don't have a third party buy it. It's the same thing with your metals and your Bitcoin. You know what I mean? You got to own it yourself. And what you're looking at here is a few of the cold storage devices that I have. Blockstream. These are the 4 major ones, basically. The Ledger Nano X, the Trezor Model T right there, the Blockstream Jade, and then the granddaddy of them all, the Cold Card. Now, your Bitcoin doesn't actually go on these devices. These devices are just picture Bitcoin like a big blockchain in the sky, right? Like a big cloud of money in the sky, all right, that you can't see or hold, just like your pictures, your digital pictures, or anything else. You can't hold them, right? You can't hold the pictures. Everything's digital, like we talked about in yesterday's video, not analog like this stuff. Bitcoin is digital. And what these devices does is it creates a 12 to 24 word passcode that cannot be cracked, okay, that only you know about, and it's automatically put into the device that's not online, so nobody can get it, and then you get those words, right? Those key phrases, aka your passcode, your key phrase, right? What it does is because once you take the Bitcoin off the exchange and then put it into your cold storage device, aka your key phrase or your key code, it's on the blockchain now, and people can see the blockchain and where the Bitcoin is going, but they don't know the password to get into it, right? So you're the only one with that passcode. Now your name is not on it or anything. Nobody knows it's yours or anything like that. But it's amazing how it works, man. And I sleep again. I sleep like a baby, man, because I don't have any of my Bitcoin or any of my assets in somebody else's hands. You know what I mean? And I'm warning you right now, when this ETF gets passed in the next few hours or few days or weeks or months, up until January, I believe they have until they pass it. Don't fall for the hype and buy a Bitcoin ETF. You know what I mean? Just do not do it. Own your Bitcoin just like you own your precious metals. Not your, how is it? Not your keys, not your coins. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Not your keys, not your cheese. Again, guys, Bitcoin, Bitcoin is about to go crazy. And again, it's gonna be the cool thing, and it's gonna be so much money into it and all this other stuff. And I'm just gonna be sitting back laughing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bittersweet about this because again, I buy Bitcoin every day, and this is hurting me right now because I've been kind of spoiled through this bear market because I've been getting a lot of Sats for cheap, and Satoshi's Sats for short is gonna be the new phrase here in the next few years. Watch what I'm telling you. But I've been using it for the last couple of years, and there's 66 millionaires or something like that in the world. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do, people's definition of wealth is not going to be a millionaire. It's going to be a whole coiner. And if you have one whole coin, you're going to be in a special club because there's only 21 million for 8 billion people to share. So let that sink in. And again, guys, whatever you're comfortable with buying, buy that. If you know what Bitcoin is, buy a little bit. Just for your throwaway money or for insurance and stuff like that, and just buy it and hold it and don't worry about spending it for years. And I'm telling you, you will be very happy you did that, okay, just for an insurance policy. So not your keys, not your cheese, and make sure you hold it yourself and do what you got to do for your family's future in the digital world, not the analog world, because, again, we are in a digital world. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, all right? Peace and love, guys.